Today's a big day, boys. What's up, people? Thanks for tuning in. We got pretty big things happening for the Z real soon, and that is starting today. Here in a few weeks, the Z is gonna look pretty much entirely different, and to kickstart that off, we're throwing on a body kit today. So I got this kit from KBD as a temporary kit until I have the funds to buy the full kit that I plan on doing in the future. I just don't want to be rocking the stock look as I'm doing other things with the Z, so I just wanted to spend a little bit of money now and get it looking a lot better than it does. So that's what we're doing. Right now I'm on my way to Harbor Freight so that I can get some self-tappers for my kit, since KBD kits don't come with pre-drilled holes, but we're just now pulling into Harbor Freight, so I'm going to run inside and get some self-tappers and some tape for the kit, so I'll be right back. Package acquired. Let's go get this body kit on. Alright, so we're back home. I got the kit all laid out. There's a couple spots on the side skirts that I'm gonna hit with the heat gun because it hasn't really taken its shape all the way back. If you didn't already know, these are KBD body kits. They are made out of polyurethane. They are able to bend and fold up. Here. You can literally bend them however you want, and they're not gonna break like fiberglass or pretty much any other material would. So let's go hit that with the heat gun, and then we're ready to put it all in the car. As you can see on this skirt right here, it hasn't completely taken its shape back, so I'm gonna take a heat gun and try to get this fixed. So I think I'm gonna start with the skirts because I feel like that's just the easiest to do. So let's do that. Park the car way the hell over here. Keep these in the grass so we don't scratch them. The bad part about parking my car way over here is I'm gonna have to take a million trips because I keep forgetting tools and other crap that I need. This is already my second trip. So I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing. I watched a couple videos so I know I gotta take the side skirt off. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but I mean, it can't be that hard, right? There's these two little like push tabs back here. These little guys, I mean, surely those have to come out, right? Like they can't stay, so I mean, it's somewhere to start. So the top part's loose now, but the bottom part's not exactly loose. Oh, I see. Oh, there's a lot of those. It's held on stronger than I thought. I have to jack the car up. Man, I did not want to do that. Luckily, since I have to jack the car up, I don't actually have to go back and get my tools because I decided to be smart and bring the entire truck over here with all of my stuff in it. So, look at me go. I mean, the back end should just pop off, right? What is holding it? Okay, I didn't break it. Don't break. No. Okay, it broke. Hey, I did it. Woohoo! Side skirt's off. They don't look that much different, honestly, except for the line. It's a little bit thicker, so it'll come down a little bit lower. So I changed my mind. I'm just gonna cut the fender liner because I don't like it. Should fit much better now. So now that it's cut, it fits a lot better. And now I'm just gonna drill a hole with a self-tapper so that I can mount it up to this previous hole. I'm just gonna leave that for now to hold it and move on to the back. So what I'm gonna do now is actually just take this drill bit and then drill a couple of holes so that I can reuse the old pop tabs, and that's how I'm gonna hole on this back beam. I think this tab is done for. So I went to the store and got some different hardware that will hopefully allow us to mount them up. So let's see if we can get it on. So moment of truth. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. They're too big. All right. Now that one's on. It's not super snug or anything, but let's go get the front one on so that it's holding better up there with something better than just the zip tie. So I've got this one bolt up here on top, but I need to put another bolt down here on the bottom. So I've decided to just go ahead and take the wheel off so that I don't misalign my pilot hole that I'm drilling. So I'm just gonna jack up the car real quick, pull the wheel off so that I can get up underneath and drill the hole in the right spot. So as you can see, we got the back all snug, but the rest of it is still very loose and wobbly. So if I show you down here up underneath the car, there are these little screw holes all along underneath here, and that's where it was originally bolted up at. So I'm just gonna take the bolts that were holding on the OEM side skirt, and I'm gonna reuse those, drill some pilot holes in the bottom of this skirt, and just reuse those bolts all along here, and that will hold up the entire skirt, and it should be sturdy after that. Alright, so now that I've got it all bolted up underneath, you can see it's super tight all the way down. Now I'm just going to get tight up in here. I'm going to take some of my self-tappers and see if they'll drill into here to hold this. On KBD's website, they actually recommend using tape. I'd rather not use tape. So I'm going to try the self-tappers, but if that doesn't work, then we might have to resort to some 3M tape. So that self-tapper was a success, so now I'm just going to take a few more of those and tap them in all along here so that this whole thing is snug. Alright, so the driver's side skirt is finally done. It's all snug and tight all the way through. I do have a little bit of a gap right here that I'll probably go back and fix eventually so that it's more like this. I'm kind of lazy right now, so I'm just gonna move on to the other skirt and come back to this later. I ended up using 4 self-tappers on the inside here to hold down the top end so that it's all snug. It doesn't look great with the self-tappers in there, but I mean, you literally only see those when the door's open, so it doesn't really matter. Damn, that looks so good, man. Whew, I can't wait till this whole kit is on and the wrap is on. This car is gonna look so much different. So good. So good. Alright, so now that the driver skirt is on and we know what we're doing, let's go ahead and hop over to the passenger side and knock that skirt out so that we can move on to the front and rear lip. So I got the self-tappers in just like the other side, and the skirt is completely done now, except for this one spot where it didn't want to retake its shape. So I'm going to take a heat gun and heat this up and just let it form back to where it's supposed to be. But other than that, the skirt is completely finished. So as you can see, the heat gun definitely made it better, but it's still not all the way flush up against it, and it's kind of bothering me. So I'm going to take a small piece of double-sided 3M tape and put just on the inside right here to help hold that flush. So I'm tired of messing with it right now. I think I'm going to have to go back on the back 2 bolts and remove those and kind of just adjust the end of the side skirt a little bit to make it fit, because the heat gun's not wanting to shape it all the way back, and I could probably spend a lot more time on it and get it good, but I think it's just not fitting correctly. It's not terrible, but as you can see, it does stick out a little bit from the side of the car, so I'm gonna have to figure that out later. But now that we got the skirts finally on, it's time to move on to the front and rear lip. So I got the Z all jacked up, ready for the front lip to go on, but I am running into some fitment issues right here where it goes around the bottom of this aftermarket light, because this is a little bit wider than the cutout is. So I'm gonna have to take my knife and just shave it down a little bit, because these are the lights I have. I don't have the stock ones, so I just gotta make it work. So you're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but I made a couple little small marks with my knife, and I'm just gonna try and shave it as nicely as I can. Hopefully it doesn't turn out too crappy. So I ended up going ahead and taking the bumper off of the car because it was just being a pain and it was easier with it off. So I moved it over here, got it propped up. I finished shaving down the pieces that needed to be around this light, and then I sanded it a little bit. It doesn't look perfect, but I mean, you're never really gonna pay attention to that. There's that side, here's the other side. It fits pretty well. After I have it on and mounted, I'm gonna hit this part with a heat gun. Same on this side, just to let it form around the bumper a little bit better. But now that it's all shaved down and ready to mount, we're gonna go ahead and take some of our self-tappers and mount it up. So I got it all mounted up. No, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I got one self-tapper in right here on the side, and it's the exact same on the other side. And then I put two up under here on the bottom. I might put another one in here, but it doesn't really need it. So I might just leave it like that. It doesn't line up perfectly on the edges in here. And I'm gonna go in with a heat gun and try to fix that up just a little bit. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Now I'm just gonna take that heat gun and mess with it a little bit, and then after that, it's ready to go back on the car. And just like that, boys, the front lip is on and it's looking so nice. Now all we got left to do for this body kit is the rear lip, but I'm not gonna be doing that right now. Probably gonna have to do it tomorrow because I'm about to get the car washed up and take it to a meet. Quick recap on the meet yesterday. It was a lot smaller than I was hoping it was going to be, but it wasn't bad. I mean, there were several really cool cars that showed up, but we had a good time though. I mean, we hadn't been to a meet in a minute, so it was fun. But now we're back here with the Z, ready to finish off this body kit and get this rear lip on. Let's do it. So the rear lip is probably going to be the easiest part of the body kit to install so far. So I already got the car jacked up. Now I'm just going to take off the rear bumper just to make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so actually forget everything I just said. I went ahead and put everything back. The rear bumper was a little bit harder to take off than I thought it was. I thought it was just gonna be a few bolts, but it ended up being more than that, and I don't wanna go through that entire process for this simple of a job. So what I'm gonna do now is actually take off the wheels so that I have easier access to not only remove this little flap here, but also drill in my self-tappers to hold the lip on right here. So I'm gonna do that real fast. So as you can see, I got the wheels off, and I went ahead and took off these little flaps here. So now I'm gonna take the lip and line it up on the bumper and get it ready for the self-tappers. So I got the lip on. Currently it's only being held by 4 self-tappers, 2 on this side and then 2 on that side. I was gonna do a couple more underneath, but as you can see, there's like a significant gap. I don't know how well you can see that. It's also raining, if you can't tell, which is very inconvenient for working on your car. There's a significant gap between the actual lip and the bumper, so I don't really want to squeeze it in there. I mean, I guess I could, probably should, but for now I'm probably just gonna leave it as it is. Anyway, so for right now I'm not gonna put some self-tappers in. I think eventually I'm actually just gonna cut the entire bottom half of my bumper off and just leave the lip like it is the actual bumper, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. As you can see up here that this like literally just pulls off when it's not all wet and rainy. I'm gonna take some double-sided 3M tape and put it along this to hold it right here so that it doesn't just slip off. And I'm also gonna take a heat gun, again, when it's not wet and rainy, and just go around the edges to help this form better to the bumper. But other than that, oh my God, I almost just died. But other than that, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's not on there perfectly, but it's gonna hold for now. So I was just editing this video and I realized I never filmed an outro for it, and I never showed you guys what the final result ended up being like. Now it has been like 2 or 3 weeks since I put the body kit on, and I've done a little bit of other changes that you might notice if you've stayed this long in the video. But here is the car in all of its glory with the KBD body kit on. As you can see, I picked up some drift spares and I have the rear ones on right now. That's why my rear wheels are different. But here's what the body kit looks like from the back. I absolutely love the body kit. I have no complaints about it. Well, that's not true. I have a couple complaints about it. Like this side skirt, I'm pretty sure I already showed you guys. This side skirt right here. This side skirt right here doesn't fit properly, and I have neglected it and I haven't fixed it yet. But really, other than a couple of small fitment issues like that, body kit is great. It looks amazing. Here's how she looks from the front. Absolutely in love. The install, I mean, it wasn't the easiest in the world, but it really wasn't too bad. I would definitely do it again. It was definitely worth it to get the car looking this good. But yeah, here she is. Definitely looks better to me than stock body. And that's really why I got this kit. This isn't gonna be the permanent kit that I run for forever. But I didn't want to run, it's super loud, but I didn't want to run just stock body for the time being while I'm doing all these other mods to the car. I wanted the car to look nice, and I'm just not the biggest fan of the stock 350 bodies, so I got this cheap, semi-cheap, I mean, $600 ain't cheap to me, I don't know about you guys, but picked up this semi-cheap kit. Completely changes the look of the car. I absolutely love it. Oh, it's super dark right here. I mean, completely changes the look of the car. I love it. Still have to get my wrap on. I've been neglecting that. I've had it sitting inside for like over a month now. I've just been doing other mods, getting ready for stuff. But yeah, there's the Z, looking absolutely magnificent. And that's it. I mean, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. It really helps me, helps boost the algorithm. Continue to watch my other videos. That also helps if you go back to back, and they're pretty good videos, so you should definitely do that. If you're not subscribed already, you should do that, because banger content, bro. Like, you don't want to miss out. This is gonna go from stock to absolutely beautiful soon, so, and it's gonna be a killer build. We got fun stuff coming up. So if you've noticed the changes I've done to the car in between clips, besides the obvious drift spares on the back, let me know in the comments, see if you can point some things out. Other than that, thanks for watching the video, and y'all take it easy.